Have you ever messed up so badly that the only thing to do was to own up? I'm about there right now. In my very first mission for the Dawnguard, I found an ancient vampire, freed her from her imprisonment, safely escorted her and the Elder Scroll in her possession, safely back to her clan, and then left. And I don't know if I could screw up any more than this, but the odd thing was, I trusted her, and I don't know why.
Soreen, you'll find room to start your tinkering on that crossbow design you've been working on. Gunmar, there's an area large enough for you to pen up some trolls. Get them armored up and ready for use. In the meantime, we're going to get to the bottom of why a vampire showed up here looking for you. Let's go have a little chat with it, shall we?
Not what I was expecting to hear from Isran, I'll admit. But he didn't kill me where I stood, so hell, let's go find out what he's blabbering about.
Let's hear it.
Well, isn't this just a kick in the
Probably
head?
weren't expecting to see
What
me
the
again.
hell are you doing here?
I'd rather not be here either, but I needed to talk to you. It's important, so please just listen before your friend here loses his patience. It's about me and the Elder Scroll that was buried with me.
I knew there was another boot about to fall, and this must have been it.
The reason I was down there, and why I had the Elder Scroll. It all comes back to my father. I'm guessing you figured this part out already, but my father's not exactly a good person, even by vampire standards. He wasn't always like that, though. There was a turn. He stumbled onto this obscure prophecy and just kind of lost himself in it.
What do you mean, lost himself?
He just became absorbed, obsessed. He was kind of sick, actually. The prophecy said that vampires would no longer need to fear the sun. For someone who fancied himself as vampire royalty, that's pretty seductive. Anyway, my mother and I didn't feel like inviting a war with all of Tamriel, so we tried to stop him. That's why I was sealed away with the scroll.
I still wasn't sure why she wanted my help.
I'm sorry. I had heard there were vampire hunters here. I thought they might want to know about a vampire plot to enslave the rest of the world. Was I wrong?
And she was a smartass. I gotta admit, I kinda liked her.
That was the plan, yes. Assuming the rest of them can trust a vampire. Come on, I'll need you to help convince them.
All right, you've heard what it has to say. Now tell me, is there any reason I shouldn't kill this blood-sucking fiend right now?
Isran's hate of vampires was so blind, I couldn't tell the difference between his hate and Serana's father's hate of humankind. It was mind-numbing.
Why? Because of that story about the prophecy, about some vampire trying to put the sun out? Do you actually believe any of that?
See what I mean?
Who knows? Maybe it has a death wish. Maybe it's just insane. I don't really care. It can stay for now. But if it so much as lays a finger on anyone here, I'll hold you responsible. Got it, you hear me? Don't feel like a guest, because you're not. You're a resource. You're an asset. In the meantime, don't make me regret my sudden outburst of tolerance and generosity. Because if you do, your friend here is going to pay for it.
Thank you for your kindness. I'll remember it the next time I'm feeling hungry. So, in case you didn't notice the giant thing on my back, I have the Elder Scroll with me. Whatever it says, it will have something that can help us stop my father. But of course, neither of us can read it. Well, the Moth Priests are the only ones I've heard of who can do it. They spend years preparing before they start reading, though. Not that it helps us anyway, because they're all half a continent away, in Cyrodiil.
Some Imperial scholar arrived in Skyrim a few days ago. I was staking out the road when I saw him pass by. Maybe that's your Moth Priest.
Do you know where he's staying now?
No, and I'm not going to waste men looking. We're fighting a war against your kind, and I intend to win it. You want to find him? Try talking to anyone who'd meet a traveler. Innkeepers and carriage drivers in the big cities, maybe. But you're on your own.
Any idea how you're going to find a Moth Priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place.
I had no clue where to start.
Well, back before the College of Winterhold was the first place I'd think to go for any kind of magic or historical thing. The wizards know about all kinds of things that people probably shouldn't know about. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to come along with you. I've been really wanting to get out and explore a bit.
We headed out to Riften first, and we must have been on the right track because we were attacked right outside the gate.
Need a ride?
Carriage driver wasn't much help. There was no way I was going to get that lucky
Imperial
anyway.
scholars, right? Old man with a gray robe. Might be that I have. Can't say for sure. I got enough troubles on my mind just trying to scrape by out here. Until next time.
But Serana sprung into action before I even knew there was an attack. And I was starting to wonder if my instincts were right about her after all. We held up at the tavern for the night, and in the morning we caught a carriage to
Where do you want to
Whiterun,
go?
hoping to hear any rumblings about the Moth Priest.
I can't wait here forever. When I'm in Whiterun, I always visit the Gildergreen. It never hurts to pay your respects to Lady Kinnereth, particularly in my line of work.
I figured Whiterun would be the obvious spot to start looking next, being located centrally in the Tundra Plains, surrounded by the majestic mountains. It saw its fair share of travelers and merchants to the city, and I figured somebody was bound to have encountered him in their travels. But the moon was hiding behind thunderous rain clouds in the pitch of night when we got into town. And I asked a few people outside the city walls if they'd seen a Moth Priest, and then we hurried into a tavern for shelter from the storm.
One of them Imperial scholars, right? Old man with a gray robe. Might be that I have, but I can't say for sure. I got enough troubles on my mind just trying to scrape by out here. Oh yeah, I remember your Moth Priest now. He wanted me to take him out to Dragonbridge, but I told him it ain't one of my stops.
You know, it's funny what a few septums will do to loosen a tongue. It appears our journey takes us to Dragon's Bridge.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Holler if you have any questions.
You could hear the storm pounding on the roof's tiles above our heads as we entered the inn. I made for the fire to sit near it to dry out, grab a meal, and perhaps a few moments of shut-eye. For now, Dragon's Bridge could wait until tomorrow.
Yeah, so?
So?
I'll be happy to assist you.
We
if you'd like
managed to
purchase
break that
something.
mare and bring her back here. We can sell her for a small fortune.
Oh, okay. So we should try to, what, capture it?
Yes, son. We should try to capture it.
You lost?
Night travel meant most people were locked safe inside their homes. But we didn't want to raise any alarms, seeing as Serana was a vampire. Perhaps one of the guards or patrons in the tavern had seen the Moth Priest pass by recently, seeing how the Whiterun carriage driver had said the Moth Priest had been looking to go to Dragon's Bridge not too long ago. It wasn't much of a stretch, and I could feel that we were getting close.
So that was a Moth Priest then. He rode through town not long ago with an escort of soldiers. They didn't stop, just headed south across the Dragon Bridge.
A lucky break at last! We wasted no time heading south as the guard had instructed. It wasn't long before we found signs of a struggle. Dead Imperial soldiers, dead vampires, near an overturned cart. One of the vampires had a note that outlined details of an ambush, but they left a blood trail that was so easy to follow, even my mortal eyes could see it in the dark. Prepare an ambush just south of Dragon's Bridge. Take the Moth Priest to Forebears Holdout for safekeeping until I can break him. That was nearby, and the blood trail led right there. This was definitely the place. It was guarded like an Imperial fort. The only option we had was to go slow, use stealth, and take them one at a time.
There. I knew I heard something. That'll teach you.
I resist you, monster. I must.
How much longer can you keep this up?
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
Control my actions. Thank you for breaking that foul vampire's hold over me. I owe you a debt for the timely rescue.
God damn it, he almost killed me. I did not expect him to attack his rescuer.
If I'd known Skyrim was so dangerous, I'd have brought more guards. Dexian Evicus is my name.
I'm a Moth Priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools.
Serana and I quickly told him about the Elder Scroll and that we needed his help to transcribe it. But alas, he only told us how we could help ourselves.
You have an Elder Scroll? Remarkable. If my knowledge of history serves me, I recall that the Dawnguard was an ancient order of vampire hunters. I will be happy to assist you with your Elder Scroll. Just tell me where I need to go.
Back to Isran and the Dawnguard to make preparations for the reading.
Ah, hello there. Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again. It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough. And might I add, this is a remarkable fortress. I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place.
I honestly didn't care about the castle. I just wanted to know what the scroll said and how to stop Harkon.
Secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see a vision before me, an image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary.
Come on, old man. You should get some rest.
Did he just say 2 other scrolls? Hopefully Serana knew
Do you have a
something.
moment to talk? That Moth Priest, Dexian. He said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking.
Now she says
Half the
something.
people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That doesn't exactly make me want to open up. I got a warmer welcome from my father, and that's saying something.
Okay, fair enough. Where are we going from here, Serana?
It's not a question of trust. He's just obsessed with the prophecy. And from what I could tell, 1,000 extra years of obsession haven't made him any better. I should have found him a hobby. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just a means to an end. We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it.
Maybe your mother didn't trust you either. That's why she didn't tell you.
Maybe. What I can't figure out is why she said it that way. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas?
If I wanted to hide something from a maniac, I would hide it right under his nose, like in his own castle.
Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful.
Wait, what do you mean, almost makes sense?
There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in. It's around the side of the castle. Let's move.
My father used to tell me, son, bravery and stupidity can often be mistaken for one another. I wonder which one I am right now.